Hello everyone, this is Ninja. This is episode 4 of Feed the Beast Ultimate Multiplayer. Um, Still haven't thought a name of the server. I mean, I probably should do that pretty soon. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if people can suggest names and see if we would come up with a name that way or something. But I've been trying to think of names, but nothing that really sticks yet. I don't know. Let's get rid of the chicken here. Um, I've done a lot of work since last episode. Kind of spoiling it a little bit by just looking around here. But okay, let's. I'll go over what I've done here. I've been working on solar panels quite a bit. Any iridium that I get, I'm just putting into advanced solar panels at this time because I want to fill up a lot of this space with solar panels. Maybe the whole roof. That would be cool, but I kind of doubt that's a lot of iridium to to fill up this entire space. Um, in my single player world, I was kind of trying to keep it compact. I was going with a space that's more around. Um, well, actually, I had less panels than I already do right now, but I was upgrading most of them to hybrids. Um, but I don't think I'm going to do that until I have this whole roof filled. And the reason is these only require one iridium. A hybrid requires 9. So 8 of these would be just 8 iridium that would require. And so a hybrid actually cost more than 8 of these, and they don't really produce any more power. Um, they might actually produce a slightly higher amount because of the there's like a percentage that you have lost through the cables over a distance, and if you take that percentage on each packet, it actually makes sense to have less packets, and that means higher um, amounts of power coming out of each one of these. So probably a little more power, but it's it's not substantial at all. It's maybe 10 EU or something like that. Something pretty low. Okay, otherwise I added a lot more transformers, and I actually hooked them up the right way this time. In my single player, I was going under the idea that one there's one packet that comes out of each side. That's not the way it works. It's whatever voltage you're putting through is what it's going to output on the other side in 4 packets. So you only need one cable coming out of one side. Uh, so that's a little better, I guess. You use less cable. Um, I have a lot more of these low voltage because you figure, okay, there's 512 coming out of here. You can get 512 out of the transformer, so you only have to have one medium voltage, but the medium voltage is producing 4 packets of 128. So for every one of these, you need 4 low voltage transformers, and yeah, that's basically what I have going on here. Is let's see, it's 14 because I have, let's see, a row of 7 and then one on top, or yeah. And so that times 4 is what I've got here. Let's see. Otherwise, I kind of rearranged things just to work a little bit better and maybe look a little better. I made a matter fabricator, and it's running at the moment. And as you can see, it's very, very slow because I don't have that much power input with just my solar panels and these thermal generators. Let's see, this is my item tesseract for the quarry, which I haven't run in probably a couple weeks now, actually. Because when I first started getting quarries going, I had them going constantly, and I think I quarried out a 64 by 64 area in, I think, 5 different spots. And yeah, let's take a look at what I got left. I'm actually running a little bit low on redstone. Because this was in the I think I had like 10,000, and I'm down to 2. So I'll have to run it again somewhat soon. I don't know. I'll probably just go out in the ocean again or something. I don't know though. I kind of want to get some more bauxite, um, so I can make some more titanium. I've got some. Let's see here. I meant to press A. uh, oops. Let's turn the rest of these piles into big piles. And I still have a bunch of bauxite I think I need to process too. It's just it takes so much power to run the electrolyzer that I don't have it running usually, because when I sign on, there's a bunch of other stuff I want to do. And if I have that running, I can't really do anything else. Well, I probably could now actually. But yeah, since this is running, all these are drained constantly, so I'd have to turn this off for maybe 20 minutes or something and let it charge up before I could run those up there. Once I get enough solar panels, I probably should have enough constant power coming in to actually run stuff like that, without running out of power for other things. The whole insufficient energy line that all these machines up here get. Okay, let's see. I overclocked my electrolyzer. I put 2 on this too, so it probably last time I measured it was 800 EU per tick that this was taking. Haven't overclocked this. This is pretty fast in general. So, and the only time I'm usually running this is when I'm doing the quarry. So I don't know if I'm gonna overclock this at all. I moved my industrial centrifuge up here so I could put one of these, cutoff switches on it, and just because it is one of these, Greg Tech machines that I don't know, it just kind of feels like it belongs up here. I put 4 overclockers on this, so this thing actually drains quite a bit of power, and it's still. I didn't put any voltage overclockers, and I don't think I'm going to for any of these, because all those transformers that I put in, I might as well just keep them at the default. But this thing drains quite a bit of power too. So I put a cutoff switch because sometimes this is this is say an insufficient energy line. But yeah, let me show you the speed of this thing now. It's pretty quick. Where's my, oh, there it is. Okay. And I think I showed this in oh no, since last episode I made the wireless connection for Applied Energistics, the ME wireless access point, as you can see up in the right hand corner there. You can enable that through NEI options. You just what is it? Highlight tooltips shown. Yeah, this is usually by default hidden. Anyway, that's how you can turn that on if you want. ME wireless access point, and I have the maximum amount of wireless boosters in here. And I probably put a few of these around my base so I can just get into my inventory anytime I want. But that's a decent range. I mean, I think it's what, 16 blocks, or nah, it's got to be a little further than that actually. There's got to be multiple blocks per upgrade, I think. Okay, let's put some platinum, and yeah, let's put a whole stack in there. Might as well process some of that right now. And you can see this moves pretty fast. Yeah, it's saying insufficient energy. I gotta let it charge up. So yeah, that's the whole reason I put that up here, is to have these with the machines that have these switches. So yeah, I gotta let my MFSUs fill up a little more before I can actually do that. And I don't think these will actually fill up like evenly. I think there's some that kind of stay lower than the others. What else do I have running here? Oh, I still have the, I forgot to turn this off. I have, yeah, a cutoff switch for the matter fabricator so I can let these build up. Yeah, that's the whole reason that it wasn't running. I forgot. I thought I actually had turned this off, but I didn't. Okay, other changes that I've done. Let's see here. This is a big one right here. I used the filler to clear out a big area down here for just more machines and different areas that I can set up. This completely unused so far. I put a window so that you can kind of have a cool view out the side here. Um, and this I was gonna just make a view, but right now it's just kind of like a launch pad. But let's get back up in here. I also connected my where I had those angry zombies last time. I connected that area with the staircase going down this way. Oh yeah, and I used the nether brick stairs to replace all the stairs in my house at least. And let's see, I used to have my lava tank right here. It's kind of a bad space for it. I think it was just kind of taking up too much area that I could use for other stuff. And but at the time that I had it still, I put, yeah, this is what I had going last time. Oh no, actually no, not last episode. It was after last episode. I built an area right here to have like a viewing station, and like I had a door right here where you could get in and switch the Safari net in the auto spawner. Let's see, I wired it underneath to be able to turn this off from the outside, and I had a switch right here. And I had the grinders on the side. Yeah, the grinders are actually what automatically kill the mobs for you, and you can extract mob essence from it, and that's what these that's what the auto spawner uses to actually create new mobs. And as you can see, it's kind of I don't have a lot right now because I don't have any spawners. I don't have my soul shards filled up. I started a couple. Let's take a look. I gotta get in range of my access terminal. Let's see, yeah, I've been getting cave spiders. I just got one cave spider spawner. I want to go run around caves and actually just grab a bunch of these and make a. I didn't actually want this to be a creeper shard, but I'll find another one to. I want to actually get a slime spawner. I think that would be best for making mob essence because you could spawn the big slimes in and you get a bunch of smaller slimes to that are basically like free, you know. So if you're actually auto spawning a mob, you can actually get an excess of mob essence out of slimes because of that, because you're using the same amount of mob essence to create just about any mob. I think it's like a default value. And if you make a big slime, you know, that divides into, you know, what is it, two to four medium-sized slimes, and then the medium-sized slimes divide down into smaller slimes. So it's basically like you're getting a bunch of free mob essence out of one big slime. The way it's set up right now, it doesn't handle it very well. I set up a bunch of conveyors to drive mobs down into a pit right here that I've got set up, and I've got control over whether it's open or not by this switch. I've got the grinders on this switch right here, and it also controls whether stuff goes out to the ender chest, which is connected to the applied energistic system here. Stuff automatically is going into this chest, so you can kind of see what you're getting from the mobs that you're spawning. I had it going into the ender chest at first, but you can't really see exactly, you know, what you're getting, so it's just kind of guesswork, and that's why I have it set up like this for now. I'll probably change this around a little bit, so maybe that this gate is on a separate switch than the grinders. But I still have work to do on the fall pit here. I was thinking of making it just high enough so things survive, or like, you know, most mobs will actually survive the fall, and maybe have a turtle down there killing them, because I think the turtles will get the same drops that a player would. If you're killing maze slimes, you get charms of keeping, but you won't get them if you're just using the grinders. So there's certain drops that you'll get if you kill things manually. So yeah, I think the turtles will drop those too, but I have yet to test that out. But I've been making the sword of the Zephyr since I did a bunch of my Thaumcraft research. Yeah, let me show you what I've done so far. I tried to just kind of get this out of the way, so I spent a few hours doing research. Um, while yeah, actually, while I was doing that, I crashed the server with a bug that really can't be recovered from easily. You could probably go into MC Edit and take out the block. The auto spawner. I mean the okay, it was with the auto enchanter. I I tried to auto enchant a wand of equal trade, and I put it in there, and I was waiting for it to, you know, it takes a while to actually enchant it with 30 levels, and as soon as it was ready to enchant it, it crashed, and I couldn't recover from it. Other than I just rolled back a couple hours, and about an hour and a half of that time that I had to roll back to was research that I was doing here. But I'm caught up with that now, so I've got most everything researched. I think that's the boar or something. But yeah, I pretty much have the same amount of stuff that I had researched in my single player world already. Or actually more, because I didn't have any of the Thaumic Bee stuff. I still need to get whatever this one is, I forget. Want of equal trade. This is one of the main things that I wanted to get. I don't know if Thaumcraft made the enchants more difficult or more rare, but yeah, I've enchanted 4 swords now, and I haven't got repair on any of them. Got some decent enchants on them, but it seems like charging and repair are quite a bit more rare than they used to be. It's either that or I was just really lucky in my single player world with the enchants that I got, because I was able to get it on a sword, and the first time I enchanted a wand of equal trade, I got charging on it, which was like, was really lucky. But yeah, I keep trying to get one of those, like a sword with repair, wand of equal trade with charging, and I'll be happy once I get those 2 things. I'm pretty much set on my tools. I would like to get a laser, mining laser. I could actually make one of those right now. It's not very expensive, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. There's so much other stuff I gotta do, and I don't have a ton of time. Yeah, it seems like I have less and less time lately. My son has started crawling, so he demands even more attention than he did before, because you have to you've got to watch him constantly, and I try and help out with that as much as I can. Okay, so let's try this out with a mob that can just drop down. I think I'm gonna move these chests over here or something. I don't know. I haven't quite decided the final layout of this place. It's definitely still a work in progress, as you can tell, all the random blocks around here and stuff. Okay, let's do. Where's my skeleton? I think oh yeah, I still have it on me. Okay, this is actually wither skeletons, and the only way you can actually get that is if you do like the exact copy. Yeah, you have to put this as yes if you want the wither skeletons. Otherwise, it's gonna make normal skeletons. Okay, so let's Let's go turn this on. Yeah, he said I'd like to get a couple more. I already have one wither skeleton head, but I wasn't running this for very long last night. Oh, let's turn the grinders off. I think the grinders, they're not constantly like in a killing state. I think it's like timed. It's every like maybe 20 seconds or something that it kills a bunch of things. And if you have them grouped together like this, I don't think it's very effective because their timing is kind of synchronized. And maybe they go after the same mob or something. So I might space these back out. Again, I had them spaced out before. So there was 2 on each wall here, like this wall and this wall over here. But I moved them all together because I put in the conveyor belts, moving them into a single corner. And I just had a single grinder here, and it's way too slow to keep up with just even one auto spawner. So 4 right here, but still not very effective. I need to put a switch actually to turn all these conveyors off too. For slimes, because if you have a lot of slimes in here and the conveyors are trying to squish them together, you know, causes a lot of lag. I don't know if it's just a local thing or if it's a server-wide lag, but when I'm standing here and there's a bunch of slimes, it's really pretty bad. See how many wither skeletons we got down here. 35. I already have enough levels. Let's see. Oh, 3 with that one. One swing, I got 3 wither skeleton skulls. That's pretty good. So yeah, with the conveyors works pretty good as a manual kill type farm, but yeah, I need a way to switch these off. So I'm probably gonna spread these back out too. I don't know if I'll just use tesseracts for it or what, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just run pipes again, because these actually require 3 connections on 3 different sides. So I'll show you how this looks. I've got the jacketed cables, the red alloy jacketed or whatever, hooked up to one side and regular pipes to the other, and redstone energy conduit on the other. So yeah, I actually had these spread out before, so I might actually just move them back to where they were before. I don't know though, because if you have them spread out, like just 2 on each wall here, these things cover a 5x5 area in front of them. I'm not sure what the height is on that though, but yeah, it basically covers this entire room. So I wouldn't even need the conveyors if I'm using the grinders at the same time. But yeah, anyway, this is still a work in progress, so I'll show you next episode when this thing is actually done. And this is just a kind of like a back door, and there's my Thaumcraft research area. I don't know if I'm going to keep this as my Thaumcraft area, because it's kind of I don't know. It's right out in the open here. I don't really have any mobs bothering me because it's kind of, this is the only way they can really get over here. As I had my flux building up, I had the wisps coming at me from this point right here. Let's go take care of this guy. So yeah, just kind of blocked it off with glass, and that way I don't have a bunch of wisps attacking me all the time up here. And I blocked this off with glass, so when I'm standing right here, I can throw this stuff in this corner right here, and it can't, like, you know, come out the other side over on this side or whatever. And I put glass up here to prevent me from automatically walking up here with my step assist. And yeah, same with right here. A lot of times before I'd just walk up here and I'd be standing on top of this and getting hurt. So that's what that's for anyway. Just got these Olympics in here to get the excess Essentia, and starting to build that up. It's nice to have this Essentia like in this form, so you're not putting a bunch of extra junk in there each time. But I do have the tallow golem research, so I'm gonna get these guys to start automatically putting the Essentia in jars around this area, if I keep it in this area, and probably have an extra chest too for putting Essentia in there. Other than that, yeah, I'll make another one for water to keep this full. I've just been using a bucket myself otherwise. Okay, now I can show you how fast this thing is. Let's put some in here. Yeah, normally this takes probably, well, let's look it up here. Let's iridium nuggets, industrial centrifuge. Let's see, platinum, 150 seconds. And let's see how long it takes now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I'm counting with so about 10 seconds, down from 150 seconds to around 10 seconds, or maybe a little bit more because I was counting a little bit fast there, or maybe less because I was counting fast. And I put a charging pad here, so a lot of times I just charge myself on accident because I'm running across this area right here to get to this door, or when I'm coming in the door, I'll just run over it real quick, and it's pretty fast with the suit. It seems to charge a lot faster than the quantum suit. Okay, and this is where I moved my lava tank to. I put a chunk loader over here. I'm probably gonna put a few other liquid tanks over here too. I thought it would look cool just to kind of have it out in the open and put these viewer panels on so you can see what level it's at. I have a system here that automatically turns my pump on and off. If it gets up to this level, if you have a valve up at that level, it will start to drain out once it gets up there. Like this isn't going to drain it unless it's actually up to this, unless it's actually filled up to this block right here. So once it gets up here, it pulls this out into a Buildcraft tank here, and I use this because it's easy to measure with a gate. And this gate just says, okay, if there's any liquid in the tank, send a redstone signal. And this signal is connected to my pump, and it turns it on and off. I just have it inverted, so it's on right now if this signal is off. And let's go. And this just draws the lava out of the tank and back out to the output lava out. Okay, let's check out. I had to move my pump. I actually dried up the area that I was in before. So yeah, this is where the connection is on the other side, and I just have the signal inverted, so if this is off, this is on. And let's see if this is actually still pumping lava out. Yeah, this looks fairly close to being empty. Let's take care of that guy. Drop a guest here? Oh, no. Yeah, pretty close to being drained, but probably give it another day. Okay, and just head back home. And we have a new member to the server. Our first YouTuber, like a regular YouTuber that's actually joined the server. Um, his name is Ukil. I think I'm pronouncing that right. EWKAL 2132. I'll hold off on visiting his place because he does videos and I don't want to like take away from his views at all. Possibly. So go check out his channel for his first episode. I'm not sure if he's made one yet. I haven't talked to him since yesterday. So, but he's still getting set up. So, um, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make a video of the setup or if he's gonna do it once he's actually got his base all built and everything. But yeah, I'll put a link to his channel in the description so you guys can go check him out. Okay, another thing I did, I kept well, I wasn't really running out of energy, but I set up the assembly table with a decent amount of lasers here, so it runs pretty quick because I wanted to make those autarkic gates, and those take a little bit of time because there's about 3 steps involved in it. So I wanted to just get some of those out real quick, so I made as many lasers as I could fit in this amount of space. But 100 MJ isn't enough to run this, so I added a little more capacity for those things to run at. And since I'm not using a ton of MJs on a constant basis, I hooked it up to the public utilities, and I just let it fill up, while I'm offline. And if I want to get something done real quick, at least I'll have that stored up energy to use. So, because otherwise, the public utilities is kind of going to waste at the moment. I think I'm the only person using it at the moment. And yeah, I have my advanced solar panels fully automated now. Like, I could just auto craft one of these and it'll do it from scratch. Like, as long as I have enough resources in here, it'll do all the processing for those. Let's see if we can do one right now. Or let's do 3. These things take the longest to process because it's got to go through the electrolyzer for that. I just have sand set for those. I did have redstone set in the industrial centrifuge to get the silicon cells, but running low on redstone because of that, so just use sand instead. It takes 16 sand to get one of those, and sand is, pretty much infinite. So okay, got one. And so this is what I'm just doing in the meantime. Like, if I get enough iridium, I just go and do that. I've been using some of my UU matter for iridium, but mostly I've just been going to the end and getting some sheldonite ore for that. I hope I'm not making the size of the map too big by doing that. If that becomes the case where a lot of the room on this server is like wasted on the end, just because we're flying around looking for sheldonite ore a lot, I might actually delete the end and just reset it basically. So we go in there and there'd be like a fresh end in there, and there'd be the ender dragon and everything. But I'll just have to keep an eye on that. Cause yeah, I think in my single player world, that's why my map size got so huge. It's probably at the same size this server's at right now, which is about 600 megabytes. Well, at least the last time I checked, it could be well over that now. But yeah, I think for next episode, I want to set up the MFFS system. I want to set one up in here, and maybe a containment unit for the Wither Boss, and that way we get some Nether stars and get a portal gun going and all that other stuff. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention I've got a gravity gun. You can move around like spawners and ordinary blocks, just like you would be able to a portal gun. It's a little bit different though, I think. I think it behaves a little differently. Like if you don't have it setting on top of another block, it's actually going to fall until it meets one. It's kind of weird like that. I think that's how the portal gun works too, though. I don't know. I've never really tested that out that much. But you can move around spawners like that. So yeah, I'm just using this in the meantime while I don't have the portal gun. I think everybody else pretty much has one at this point. Or maybe not everybody else. I know Mountain Sinai found one in a chest somewhere, I think. I know he found it somewhere. I've never been lucky with that. I actually went through one of the large hollow hills yesterday, and yeah, I didn't find anything. I found I think 3 uncrafting tables, even though I already have one. But it's funny, when in my single player world, that's what I went in there for, was looking for an uncrafting table, and I never found one. And also not a portal gun either. So, but there's 2 versions of the gravity gun. There's the basic one. Let's take a look at what the recipe for that is. It's actually pretty cheap, so you can make one of these really early on. And it's this orange one, and yeah, just ender pearls, diamond, glowstone, obsidian, and couple iron ingots. So relatively cheap compared to the portal gun, and it makes sense. I mean, all you can do is move blocks around with this one. The portal gun is, you can travel instantly to other places, so much more benefit with the portal gun. The supercharged one, this you hold this. I don't know if it's you have to be holding it at the time. That's what I did anyway. I was actually, had it out in my hand. And you have to get struck by lightning to make this supercharged. And I think what the supercharged does is you right click to pick up a block, and you can throw it if you left click. And I think the supercharge just throws a lot further. So it's not a ton of benefit to it, but it's cool to have anyway. And the way you can guarantee you're going to be struck by lightning, all I had to do, you just knock out a block right here, destroyed the portal, threw a diamond back in there, and yeah, you're guaranteed to get struck by lightning if you make one of these portals. So, easy way to supercharge. Yeah, if you're just starting out, yeah, before you make your Twilight portal, just remember make a gravity gun right beforehand. Okay, let's see if our advanced solar panels are done. Yep. So, just kind of doing that, and let's see how much iridium do I have? 7 and 74 iridium nuggets. So I can make 15 more advanced solar panels. Let's do that. Let's see if we can it'll actually make all 15. The only thing with that is you need a little bit of UU matter for it too, and yeah, I had this running while I was offline, so I built up about 27, which isn't very good, but more solar panels up there will mean that'll get quicker. All right, so let's try and do 15. See how long it takes. The main things that take a long time to do is macerating the coal dust and these silicon cells, silicon plates. So probably take about at least 5 minutes for each of them, maybe, or maybe, I don't know, maybe less than that, maybe like 3 minutes a piece. Yeah, I have my blue electric alloy furnace setting up here, but it's gonna be blocked if I put a solar panel right above it, so I might leave that open right here. Either that or I'm gonna move it up top. Or maybe just move the panels up top and run a wire down to it. Alright, so this has been more of a kind of an update episode. I've done a lot off camera, just trying to kind of get up to speed where I was before in my single player world, and all the new stuff that I do I'll definitely record. Gonna work on my auto spawner a little bit more. Probably show you guys when I'm done with that, because I keep trying things out and then changing it around, so it's a lot of I don't know, derping around, I guess you could say. Okay, ran into a lack of glowstone with the 3 more advanced solar panels to go, and yeah, ran out of glowstone. And I keep having to go back and get this stuff, but alternate way to get glowstone is through witches. You can there's a way without having to actually find a witch's hut to get a witch, and that's to use transformation powder on a what do you call them? A druid, yeah. So, and I have druids from the Twilight Forest that I've got in a safari net. Let's grab a safari net to get a witch from a druid. So let's go spawn some druids. I'm gonna use transformation powder, and I'll try and capture a witch real quick. So, okay, let's find the druid. Skeleton druid, there we go. Alright, so, and let's put some of these back. Chicken. And I actually want to automate this a little bit too. Like I'm gonna put a gate on top of this thing with a pipe coming out to the top, and I want to put a chest over here that I can put whatever I want to have put in here, go there automatically with a switch or something. Okay, skeleton druid, and exact copy. Alright, I just want to make a few of these, and I want to make sure the grinders are off. Okay. And this would be a time where shutting the belts off with a switch would come in handy. Oh, I gotta shut this. Okay, that's enough. Alright, let me kill all but one of these guys. Is that just one? Yeah, okay. Transformation powder. Oh, clicked on the grinder. There we go. And I got a witch. So, now I got endless supply of glowstone and... Oh yeah, that's right, redstone too. I won't have to mine for that anymore. But a bunch of other junk too. I might end up voiding or putting in an incinerator. Alright, let's see what kind of drops we get out of this. Got the grinders on. Always takes a minute to warm up. I have to change that too, so they can't spawn on top of this stuff and just stand there. At least there's only like 2 that can stand up there at any one time. Or 3. Probably somewhere around 5 actually that can stand up there. Alright, let's see. Okay, 2 glowstone. Gunpowder? Sugar. These guys drop gunpowder? Really? Spider eyes. A lot of sticks, yeah. And redstone. So yeah, I can get a lot out of these witches. But alright, I'm going to call that an end to this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.